Hi guys, if you are new into sound design and especially in Serum 2, this video is for you. I will show you the basic functions, what you should use to create your own sound, and you will learn how to create amazing Goa Trance. Let's check it out. Welcome guys, today I want to talk about sound designing in Serum 2, and we're gonna do some really cool Goa Trance lead. But I want to do this just for the beginners, so you can understand what actually you're supposed to use in Serum, where you should pay attention to create some good sound. All right. So let me do this as an init preset. So now we have something like this. Okay, I have some MIDI clips. Like this, for example, like this. Okay, so here we have some overlapping notes, like this one is overlapping. So for now, I will just take it like so. So we have repetitive MIDI clip, and now I want to make some pretty cool lead. So first of all, if you are a beginner, you usually were using presets in Serum 2 and you don't know how to start making your own presets. So how you can do it? What were you supposed to looking for? Which section, which features, what you should know. So first of all, what we have here, we have oscillators. So here, sub, oscillator A, oscillator B, oscillator C, and noise, these are sound generators. So here you can choose between some different wavetables, for example, in sub. Here, for example, if you in these three oscillators, you can choose between wavetables, multi-samples, samples, granulars, and spectrals. If you are a beginner and if you want to just learn how to make sound design, you can, of course, try to use every single one and see how it goes, how it works. But what I recommend you is to just use a wavetable. You can even try with one oscillator. Here you have different shapes and you have a bunch of different categories like analog, digital, Serum 2 wavetables, spectral, user. So these are your shapes and wobbles. And try to use each of them, see how they actually sound, because every single shape will generate you a little bit different sound. So that's the point. And you can combine two different, for example, here we have saw wave, and here, for example, we have sine wave, and here, for example, we have square wave. But you can, for example, use some digital, and then you have something like this. So that's why you need to experiment, first of all, with these sound generators, mess with octaves. Here, for example, have +1 here, -1 here, 0 here, or opposite. Just you need to try and see how it goes. So for example, what we have now. Nothing fancy, but we have something. But for example, what is also very, very important, and the most important, are filters. So here, if you will engage filter, let's focus now that you have only one filter. We have basically, you can have multiple filters, because here we have two, and in effect sections you can also add multiple filters, and you can do multiple, filtering and so on. Now this filter is on, but just on oscillator A. So if it's on oscillator A, you can barely hear anything what it does. But if I will do this, you see it's filtering. So it's basically like a EQ8, but you can very easily filter the sound. Of course, you have bunch of different types of filters here, also flanges, multi, normal, misc, serum 2 filters, and so on. And you have to try all of them. So that's really, really important. Cutoff, it's the filter. Resonance is just, you know, as you can see, it's bumping resonance. So where you have resonance, we have this kind of sound. But it's also, it's very, very depends on the filter you chosen. Okay, another very, very important things are envelopes. It's basically ADSR. So we have attack, decay, sustain, and release. Hold, you don't even have to watch. I mean, you don't have to pay attention about hold. For you, the most important is attack, decay, sustain, and release. So these and envelope 1, this is the most important. It's actually your amp 1. This function is actually telling synthesizer what kind of shape we are looking for. For example, I have this one now. See? Look at this though. Now, if I will go with sustain and with decay, so as you can see, you can basically do something like this, or you can, for example, use release. Release is actually bringing some kind of, it's of course is making release, but it's giving some natural reverb. Look, there is no reverb anywhere, even here. So that's very, very important. Here you have also different envelopes. So if you have these different envelopes, you can create, for example, something like this. And then you can easily connect it, for example, into cutoff. And then you have something different. Look. So now we sent envelope into cutoff. So now if I will right click here and remove it or just bypass it, we're gonna have this. So if I will turn it back, look how easily I can get some interesting sound with just 3 clicks or few clicks, basically. Okay, so here another section which is really important are actually macros. So in one macro you can add multiple different functions. So for example, you can connect it to cutoff. You can connect it to wavetable position in the warp section here, which is also very, very important in Serum 2. You can use, for example, let's say sync here in the warp section, and you can also connect one macro in here. You can connect it also into detune, for example. So then you can control multiple functions by just one single knob. That's why macros are absolutely amazing feature which everyone should use. Okay, so that's very, very important, as you can see. And of course, I will remove everything from macro 1. And LFOs. LFOs are are bringing movement into different kind of functions. So for example, I can do this. I can do this. I will go into 3. I will go into 4 bars, and now I will bring movement into the sync. Look at this. Look. I can do the same thing with a sync, with a filter. And here you have different types of LFOs. You can, for example, have chaos, Lawrence. It's very unpredictable. You see? Look. So you have multiple, like you can of course use sample and hold, for example. It's just an example, of course. Okay, so these are the most important. Here you can choose, you can just experiment, and you'll for sure get some very interesting sound. And remember about this is warp section. So here in warp section, you can, for example, bring unison. Let me remove it. Look. So here we have unison. You can turn down this unison, and then we're gonna have something, like metallic sound. Or you can make it like this. So as you can see, every single change in wavetable position, for example, can drastically change your sound. You can, for example, choose here. You have multiple functions like FM. What I would love to do, for example, I can choose FM from C, and I will bring it here. Look. Let me take this detune lower. Check this out now. And I will take it down. Look. You can even have this level on 0, and it will work. Look. You can change, for example, filter. Let's go with this one. So here we have multiple options to choose from. There are much more, but I don't want to, give you too much information. You need to just experiment with this. And here the most important is effects. So here you have, as you can see, multiple different options to choose both chorus, compressor, convolve, which is kind of reverb, delay, distortion, equalizer, filter, flanger, hyper dimension, and so on. So you can look. So you can get something which is very, very nice. So let me, for example, choose phaser. So as you can see, you have multiple options to choose from. And now in second part of this video, we're gonna create some really cool Goa Trance lead sound. If you like how I teach on my YouTube channel, you can go deeper with me and you can learn sound design from my newest masterclass, how to make Goa Trance leads in Serum 2 from scratch. So you can check it out on jaralukastudio.com. 13 different lessons how to create different lead sounds for Goa Trance using totally different techniques, so you can see different approaches on every single sound. I invite you for this masterclass, jaralukastudio.com. Okay, so let's start and let's create some pretty cool sound. Let's do init preset. And what I'm going to do, we are going to use very simple shapes. So we're gonna use here saw wave. We're not gonna even touch it. Here another saw wave, and let's add here another saw wave. So now we have this. Let's take it lower, solo. Okay, so what we gonna do? It's very, very simple actually. I'm going to use here, this oscillator C will be my source for FM here. Because I want this kind of peaky sound. Look. We are blending this sound here into this. So for example, you can add even here -1. And then you can try, for example, with unison. Always try what works for you with octaves. So 0, -1, +1, and see what is good. Look. So now we have this like squeaky sound. That's what it does. So look what we're gonna do. I'm going to connect this FM here into my macro. So now I can have this without, or I can do this. Let's go straight now into effects, and I want to add distortion, and let's add soft saturation. So now we're gonna bring some depth, some warm, like analog warm. Without. Pretty cool. Now, what I'm gonna do now, if we can do something which is very, very interesting. So we can choose splitter, and this splitter, in this splitter you can choose the range, and you can then change this range a little bit. So I want to show you some trick here. Look, if I will add hyper and dimension here, I mean outside of the splitter, so basically it will affect entire sound. So now it will sound like this. And it's pretty cool, but you can do this adding to, look, you can just click this plus. So let's delete it, and I will do on the mids. On mids, I want to add this detune. So we can bring only hyper, only the unison, only into mids. And here you can change the range. And here, if you want to make this nice and evolving, you can, for example, connect LFO1 here, and I will bring something like 2 bars, and we can do something like this, 3, and now it will change like so here. We can do even 4 bars, and you can, for example, create some kind of shape like this, for example, like this. So you can do something like this, for example. So this one could go like this one will go very high, this one will go lower, and this one will have, for example, something like this. So that's how you can create movement. And what else we're gonna add? I will add delay. Let's bring 1/8 and let's try with 1/16, dotted, ping pong. Let's do this kind of filter and let's see. Amazing, but it's not finished. We're gonna add filter. Let's go and choose high 24. And this filter I want to connect into my macro 1. So I will call it filter. And now we can also do the same with resonance. Reso. When you're gonna bring resonance, you need to also bring some drive. So look how it sounds with kick and bass. You can, for example, now we have mix on our filter in 100%. You don't need to. You can, for example, use 80. Look at the difference. Check the difference. So it's basically kind of smoothing the filtering. Okay, so we have this, but it's not finished. What are we gonna do? We don't even need to use this unison here. Now let's go into filter 1 and let's choose, for example, flanges and flanger and L6 minus. So now nothing happened because we need to bring this and we need to connect all of these oscillators. Okay, so now what we're gonna do? We can connect this LFO1, this one, here. And now if you will increase resonance, it will get much more aggressive. Let's bring drive. So everything now depends how much resonance you're gonna bring and how much this LP frequency you will add. Look. now like this. And now check this out. Look. Look. But we don't have to connect this one here. Okay, so we can create LFO2 and let's create maybe Lawrence. Let's choose Lawrence. Let's choose 2 bars. And let's see how it goes. Now, if we will connect this one here into cutoff. You can try with 4 bars, with 8 bars. Look at this, look. You can click also key tracking. So key track will automatically open the filter each time Serum will read the note. Look at this, look. And you can try different, chaos, for example, this one. And by the way, we have this filter also, look. So check this out. If I will turn off now the FM and this down. We have this. So now let's choose maybe normal. Let's choose normal. Let's choose here LFO2 4 bars. And here we can also create some kind of strange shapes. Free. Okay, so I forgot about something I really wanted to show you. So what I did, I just turned off this modulation on the splitter we did with hyperdimension. So for now, we're gonna have it without, so the sound will be more clean. Here we have LFO2 here, which is affecting the cutoff. So, and also what I did here in envelope 1, I just create something like this. It doesn't matter. I just want to show you the difference you will get if we gonna have different, sustain, different decay, and different release. So check this out now. And also I took a little bit more mix in delay. If it's too much, you just need to take it down. And check this out now. Look, if I'm gonna, for example, take this decay down and sustain down. And check this out now with release. And you can change the rate. Look at this, look, 8. And with kick and bass. Very nice. I hope you like it, guys. Let me know in the comments what do you think about it. Also, if you have any requests about future topics for my next tutorials, just please make an orders in the comments what video would like me to do next. Don't forget to subscribe this channel because most of you don't subscribing yet. So please do it now if you want to see more videos like this. Okay, so after when you click subscribe, also hit that like button and see you in the next video, guys. Take care, bye.